Pushing kind of stuck elevator doors apart. Heels to heels, toes to fingers. Back to structure. And now like you're pushing yourself out of a well, pushing down, reaching up. So let's begin our practice, finding center. And now imagine that there's a slice of a lemon between your feet with the center of that right where it needs to be. And now you can migrate around a little bit, front, back, left, right. Kind of explore having your center over that lemon. And just see where the front, back is, left, right is. It's all about keeping that, center of gravity right over the lemon. And now imagine that was just a lemon seed right in the center of that. And see if you can play, and this is kind of like having a microscope, moving forward and back, left and right, just enough that you're moving around that lemon seed. And each time just breathing in, breathing out, finding center. And this is meant to be kind of a game. The smaller your target is, the more you need to aim. So depending on your day, you might want to start with something appropriate in size to navigate around, and then something smaller to sink into and sink through. And we're ready to practice. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Follow your breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, receiving with gratitude. Exhaling, reaching into your alignment up and down, feeling into your purpose, your intention. Inhale, connecting without attachment to everything around you. Exhale. Inhale. Receive from the sky. Feel the gratitude as you exhale. Inhale. Follow the shape of your breath. Exhale, reaching towards your alignment, your balance, your center, feeling into your sacred purpose, your meaning, your why. Inhale. Connecting, feeling into everything around you, all the aliveness, with gratitude, with acceptance and wisdom. Inhale and float up. We're going to be a bit kelp-like, but also stay with our breath a little bit. Inhale, the ocean's moving us. Exhale, ocean's helping us land. What we're going to do is just take a moment, keep moving. But we're going to reflect on this ocean. As always, it's moving us one way and the other. It's been there since the moment you were born. It's witnessed everything that's ever happened that you can experience and remember. helps bring you food. All kinds of interesting things are happening with you in this ocean. Maybe we can feel into that relationship with a sense of friendship. We've both been here for each other our whole lives. So as we do this practice, sometimes the focus is on the relationship. Just being moved, held, massaged, caressed, healed, danced with, chance to play with this friend that's been with you your whole life. And it's to feel the relationship. Hello, friend. Thank you, friend. And when you think about people you've known your whole life, most of them, hopefully, are people that you're very comfortable with, you're very honest with, you're very open with. So that's the feeling we're going for with this practice, is this first ocean. It's just to connect with this part of your life that's always been there, that's always interacting with you. Maybe sometimes the weather is intense, but as long as you feel the connection, the friendship, that's that practice. Inhale, exhale. Just like you're flapping wings. Let your body naturally move up and down in a way that kind of leads your wings along, up, down. So your body goes up first, then your wings, then your body drops, then your wings follow. So now we're going to inhale. Reach out with our palms, settle our elbows and wrists and swinging together. Notice that we can hold a kind of sacred space and stillness. Flap our wings. Reach out to the sides. Settle. And come back to that stillness. You can also do this turning to the side. Just have that give me a few minutes so I can come into my presence and my practice. I'll be right back. And come back to center. the other side. I turn to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Gather around. Hold the cauldron in front of the belly, playing with the element of soil, the pillar of being aware of your somatic self, where your thoughts and feelings might be stored in your tissue, which is a big part of Qigong practice. So now we're going to allow ourselves to sink into the soil and come up and see our family over the last few thousand years. And just dream, reflect. If you remember anything, you've heard anything about your family's past, just imagine them living their lives, doing their best, things turning over, their good days, their best days, their worst days, being able to let that go, sink into the world, come up, imagining your ancestors doing all the things that they have done, as far back as you can imagine remembering. Settle, letting them go the way they have gone, receiving what it is that has been left behind for you. So there's a quality of this practice that we like to do that allows us to, you could say, recycle some of the trauma from our ancestors by first recognizing that everyone in your lineage, just like you, came into the world, was shown how to be in the world, did their best in the world, and maybe are still doing their best in the world. And at the end of their life, they had to forgive themselves for everything they have done. And this might sound strange, but it's a part of indigenous practice. Inside the space of my mind and my heart, I want to stand beside all of my ancestors as they lied on their deathbeds, hoping to forgive themselves and to offer them forgiveness for anything they've done. I don't mean that in the church Bible sense. I mean that in the sense of, why go past this with the world and your life and what has happened and carry that with you into the next world, whatever that might mean. We live in here. What's happening outside of here is anyone's best guess. So our ancestors are lying on the ground, leaving their lives behind, hopefully as spiritual warriors awake to who they really are. And if they need to release pain to come let go of their lives, we just want to help them do that by releasing any pain we're holding, especially any pain that we might be holding that are echoes of the way our ancestors learned to live in the world. Because we all learn to live in the world, we all have to leave the world, and we all have to let go of the world and let go of who we believe we are, good or bad, to move into the next world. So again, this is just another Qigong practice for composting distress, playing with the Qi of soil, connecting with your embodied experience in the most general sense, recognizing that things come into being. We all have the awareness that we're going to end being, and to let go of everything, let it sink in, be transformed, and just keep doing that. And when you're done, just lower your hands, stay within the flesh, the tissue, your somatic self, and every time a feeling comes up, just let it turn over, compost, sink into the soil. Allow it to turn into something that you might choose that's more beneficial for you and those around you. So the last thing we're going to do with the pillar of metal in the lungs is to focus on what's called Zhu Chao, which is the ancestral opening, which is that whole area in your chest in here. And when we're breathing, we want to still open the Qi Hai area, the Chongwan area, the middle of your belly, the middle of your chest, the Tanzhong area. But as we open through the chest, we also want to open right in through here, where your solar plexus, and where a lot of tightness and kind of the unknown dread and things can get held in the body. So we want to open that up and kind of invite our ancestors to come in and see if they can help us a little bit, or sometimes for us to let go of something we're holding on to karmically from our ancestors. So it's a chance again to receive, to accept, or to let go. So we inhale, opening the midline of the body, lower, middle, center of the chest, open, and just stay here and breathe for a moment. Breathe out, empty the body, breathe in. Reaching through the thumb and index finger, opening your chest, opening your collarbones, and opening right in here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Coming in, settling down. Inhale, opening your solar plexus, chest, midline, collarbones, arms, fingers. Exhale. Once more. Open the lower, Qi high, middle, Zhong 1, chest, Tan Zhong, through the ancestral openings of Qiao, reaching through, opening your chest, collarbones, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers. Just inhale, opening your solar plexus, your sternum. Exhale, receiving, settling, letting go. Hands come to the center, sink. This is for opening the midline and opening the chest, receiving, accepting, and letting go. So the next thing we're going to do with the pillar of water starts the same way. Hands float on water, receiving what's pouring in, filling, being generous, being a source of life. And now we're going to turn to one side. I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to keep this hand on the water, and this hand is going to drop, circle around, reach down just about mid calf, and then I'm going to just trace my hands along my kidney meridian, or just your inner thigh, up through my lower body, genitals, into my abdomen, and then around and across. And this is where my kidney is, so I feel like I'm kind of pulling along my kidney to just empty my kidneys of anything that they don't need. Back to feeling the water, turning, settling down, tracing up the kidney meridian, through the abdomen, across, under the kidney, just cleaning out anything that's there, settling back into the water. Round your spine, be soft, roll back a little, open, clear, and clean off. Be water, come back, center, receiving, filling, giving. Turning to the side. Reaching down, up the meridian, through the body, across through the organ, releasing. Down. Adjust your stance, hands float on water. Sink your hands. Just stand for a moment. Feeling your bones, your stillness, your resourcefulness, and the qi of water, your kidneys and bones. The next pillar of Qigong we're going to explore is the pillar of wood, which relates to your physical structure in the sense of resilience, strength, pliability and tone, and things like that. So we're going to kind of experiment with some movements that help us elongate, stretch, and in a way play with that pliability and tone. So the first thing we're going to do is bring our hands up and just imagine you're picking something up over your head, and you want your legs to straighten slightly, pushing through your heels, through the heels of your hands. Lean into your toes, push down with your toes as you reach in and up with your fingers, and just feel if you can notice the connection between your fingertips and your heels. And that's your tendons and connective tissue. So we're going to sink from that into our structure, settle down, turn, press out. Heels of the hand, toes, fingertips. Come back into structure, and then down, pressing through the heels in both directions. Well, they're both going downwards now. We want to feel that extension, toes and fingers, and then back into structure. Inhale. Heels of your hands, heels of your feet, toes, fingertips, elongate everything, come back into structure, heels of your hands, heels of the legs, pushing through both, toes and fingers, reaching through both, coming back into structure, pressing down, heels and heels, toes and fingers, all the way up, lengthening everything, sinking down into your structure. So the next thing we're going to do with the pillar of wood, same basic practice, we're just going to go side to side. So now I'm going to bring my hands up, pause, turn to the side, sink into whatever posture I want. Some people want really low and long. Some people like a little more, I don't know, up and agile. Choose what feels best for you. And now that we're here, we're gonna heels, hands and feet. Keep your right leg bent a bit into your toes and fingers. Come down. Heels, feet and hands, toes and fingers, elongate everything, stay comfortable, and settle down, press down, reaching up, toes and fingers, and relax. Come back, turn to the other side, and then up, heels of your body, heels of your hands, your toes and fingers, coming down, heels, toes and fingers, coming in, reaching down and up, toes and fingers, coming back into structure, come back to center and relax. So we're going to do the same thing with the pillar of wood, except now when our hands come up, we're going to imagine that we're pushing kind of a rusty garage door open. So we're going to push up as if there's something a little heavy on top of our hands, And then we're going to use our fingers, heels and toes just to push a little farther, just to play with that imagined resistance. Pushing kind of stuck elevator doors apart. Heels to heels, toes to fingers, back to structure. And now like you're pushing yourself out of a well, pushing down, reaching up, toes and fingers, coming back into structure, turning to the side, lifting something heavy, heels to heels, toes to fingers, pushing up gently, whole body's engaged, settling back to structure. Pushing the doors open, heels to heels, toes to fingers, back into structure. Pushing yourself out of a well, heels to heels, toes to fingers, release into structure. Come back to the other side, lifting up something heavy, well, not too heavy, heels, fingers and toes, elongate your tissue, feel your elasticity, settle back into structure, pushing open the rusty doors, heels, fingers, coming back to structure. All the way down, all the way up. Wrapping around. Once more up and down. Lifting up something heavy, reaching through your heels, heels of your hands, toes, fingers, and if you want, you can even come up onto the ball of your feet. Settle down, come back to structure. Relax and sink. And just stand like a tree. Inhale, hands reach up, Exhale. Just closing your practice. Inhale, closing the practice. Coming down the midline, sealing any energetic boundaries you need. Feeling the shape of that protective chi bubble, just relaxing. Last closing. Closing your midline, sealing your energy. Inhale. Bring your feet together. Exhale. If you choose, you can bow to the generations that have come before. It's optional. You don't have to do that. This is also optional, but you can take a sense of the chi you've cultivated today and send it to everyone in the world or to someone specific. And just breathe in. And send that good chi to where it needs to go. And that's a way of expressing our generosity and gratitude for having our practice and being able to share it.